This week on MC Weekly, episode number 16. Why am I on top of here? This might give you a clue. Did we or did we not run out of sand? Busy week with lots of shotblasting, etc. coming in. We also started the panel project where we've got to make a total of 12 cast iron panels. We started that this week. Working on my own because David was off. Hard work. It was a very warm week in Costa del Kirby, so this had a big factor on me moulding. We also had some fantastic things in for shotblasting this week, including Geoff the Giraffe. Stay tuned to see what happens. I'm Jake and this is Merseyside Castings. So it's Monday morning. On Friday we shotblasted the wagon parts, the little mini ladder things, got them all finished and they are all ready to go, so they'll be coming this morning to pick them parts up so they can crack on with them. But that's what they all look like. There's them as well there off Daff Grab, I think they were. But first jobs this morning is taking the weights off the big brackets and all the other brackets, because we got to knock them out, but we need these ones first because I need these boxes. And David on Friday, as I was using the blaster, he was finishing the core for the motor casing, so it's not closed yet, so I've got to close it. But obviously the core's in two, so that one's got a lifter in so we can pick it up, and then that'll be going into there, and then this one we'll have to turn over very gently because we don't want to crush any of the sides, and that one will sit that way on top of the other one, and then once we've done that we'll turn it over. But so far so good. So why do I keep saying that? Yeah, so that's our first jobs this morning, to get these jobs knocked out. Steve's back in hopefully today. David's off this week, he's playing golf in Turkey. Obviously Steve's got loads to do under shotblasting, and he's also got loads to dress as well now, so obviously the dressing section's starting to build up. There's 2 pallets, well there's not, there's going to be 3 pallets of castings. Putting them on pallets so we can take them in and out overnight, and then he can just work through them. Makes our life easier. There's a lot to go on with, but that's great, we love it. So hopefully I can, once I've knocked out, we'll start the moulding process of these grits and then get going again. For another week. It's the wheels of industry carry on. So we've completed our knockout this morning, so let's go and have a look at the castings that we knocked out this morning. So obviously we had the rest of the grate order and then the bigger grates. So obviously you've got the smaller ones which are there, and then we've got these bigger ones. Cast weight is about 50 kilo. Cast weight on them ones is about 36. Obviously runners risers come off, so it's obviously going to be lighting out. But considering we had a flat top, they've come out pretty sound. Got me runners and me risers where I wanted. Obviously no location, it was a bit harder to tell. But once they're all cleaned up, they'll be good as new. The variety box, the ones that we've done by time instead of by price, they've all been quickly flashed over because obviously it's cheaper. If we'd done it by price, it would have been too much and for what was there, and it's not right, it's not fair, it's not the way we're going to do things. But they look all right, they're ready to go out with, they're ready to go out now with the mini ladders. So I'm back moulding now. I've rammed the box up, which is the same as them grills, grates. I've got 2 of them to make, and then I've also got 2 of the other ones to make, which are these ones. They're a bit different, but the same process as that one. Obviously these ones have 4 cores in, and they also a lot tighter around that end, especially where you're running it. So it'll be the same process. Be the same, exactly the same process as them ones. I'll take them off the frame as well and use them on a board. So we can use our own boxes. We can pick them up, move them around, do whatever we need to do. Here he is. Filming you?
Was I doing some work?
You cheeky bastard.
What?
Been doing work?
What?
Been doing work?
Farting and picking your nose doesn't count as work.
What ones do you want next? These ones?
Don't want any. Fed up of doing it. Yeah, I'll do that.
139. And then we've got 140 something of them ones. These have all got to be reblasted as well because obviously they're all rusty. So it's Tuesday. We finished the moulding of all them gratings, the 2 different types. So I've got all of them there now. So all we've got to do now is get our bushes on. That's the only thing I didn't finish. Get our bushes on, get the furnace loaded up, and we'll cast them. It's not a full pot, but once they're done, they're done. It completes that order, so we can get them done and get them out. And then, next job. Oh no, let's go back. Steve started another part of the wagon part. There was the little bracket types. So, blasted all of them ones that were in that pallet. Now onto the curved shaped ones. There's a couple more of them to do there. And that's another pallet done. And then once we've done them, we can get onto all of these. And there is 4 more pallets, 4 more boxes like this outside. The ones with like the elephant trunks in. I don't know what to call them, just give them names. It's like the little ladder ones are calling them mini ladders, and the lad was like, oh, what are these? It's like, I don't know, it's just what they look like. But my next job after we've done all of that is we've got to get this fella closed, this motor casing with the cores. So I'll show you how I do that in a minute. But that's what we've got to get going with this morning, and then after we've done all of that, we can start the panels. If I've got enough sand, so I'll have to go and check how much sand I've got. I know I'm low, but I need to get 3 boxes, which is going to be a bit of sand, but I need 3 boxes so I can cast, because I've got to cast that motor casing. Obviously I won't cast that the SG today because they're all ductile, but it is what it is. We'll have to figure something out, or I get it on and get the sand delivered, depending on how much I've got. So I'll have to go up on the top and see Costa del Kirby. It's a good view. And then we'll see what happens. So the customer rang yesterday about his wheel. Last night on the way home, because all the phone calls get diverted to myself to see if we blasted it. So here's our dusty wheel. So we've got to get this blasted as well first thing, so I can ring him and tell him to come and get it. So we'll see what it looks like. Nice steel wheel. It's full of horse hair. It's off a horse trailer. So Steve's just finished the wheel. It's all blasted. Look at that now. Good as new. The bung still is in there, but... So that's going for galvanising, believe it or not. Something a bit different. I've seen them powder coated in the past. This is off a Mercedes, this. It's actually off Mercedes Horsebox. Old one. Wow. Showing you with the bung in. That's the rubber plug. That'll obviously come out and a new one will be going in anyway. Just a little bit of glue around the centre because the way the core is and the way the core got to sit in. We find that would be the best option. We don't want it to go into the casting. Go into that and then have to go in close.
get our glue on.
We've got the top core in, we're ready to close it. So what we've actually got is we've got pins. They're not the right pins, David actually bent it, lifting one of the chops out. It is what it is. So the pins are just going to give us a bit of a guide, more importantly. The locators are still the nudges, but having the pins, it means we're not going to smack that cord, you know what I mean, and then that crushes. So we've got to make sure it's clean. We'll try it on, we'll take it off, make sure it's down, might even put a bit of powder down to make sure it sits properly, and then we'll be happy, and then we'll glue it, and then that's job done. Come on, Fanny, there we go. Everywhere is touched near enough, apart from this one here, and I was thinking, I'm a bit worried about that. When we made the mould, the sand got, the airline had water in, and wet the pattern, and the sand stuck to it, so it ripped, it got stuck. But like, it sounds anyway, that's why that hadn't touched, and it started kettling my head then. Let's blow it off, get it glued, and let's get it closed. Because we don't want nothing in there, and then we'll seal that. Just make sure I've covered all of that, because that's where the breakage is. And then we'll get a bit of glue around the box.
first?
Doesn't matter. You've got it all anyway.
Because they won't run.
They will.
They won't.
One up.
Fucking hell, wait till it's over.
Patience, please.
Just cut. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah, should be sound. Are we in? Can't see the eyes, you know. Got too much left. Go ahead. Start at the end. You're going to fill them all. So, just climbed up the silo now to check to see how much sand we've got. We've not got a lot, but welcome to Costa del Kirby. I don't know if you can see, but that's how much sand we've got. Not a lot, just a little bit. See the inside cone now, so I need to ram these jobs up as well, but Paul doesn't want to order sand until next month, so we're now going to start the process of making the panel. I don't know if you can really see from here, but the way we're going to do it is we're going to make a flat bed of sand, compact it, sit the job on the sand, create the joint. However, let me show you. got this part of the joint of the casting. So we're gonna have to, as we sit it in the sand, we've got to make sure we tuck under, right down that face, down across, so that we get the joint and we get the face off the underneath. Make sure we don't go too far down because of that. If the sand goes there, that'll nip out. I'm gonna make sure the joint's right here and we're also tucked under here. So it's Wednesday, midday, busy morning, been in the office all morning. But yesterday we rammed this up, well, we bedded it in. I had to take the box off, I had to weld some parts on because the box wasn't deep enough. So I've got some welds on, got a bit of wood to lift the box up so that we've got enough room and height for the casting. But now it's ready in time to ram it up. Get our little white bag. So the box went off. I did I did film it, but I didn't press play. It is what it is. So we turned the box over. So we're now ready to get the original casting out the mould. The bottom half, which is there, I'll show you that in a minute to see if we got the underneath. But more importantly, we've got to try and get this out. So I've got me lifting hooks on, and obviously the 4 chains for a nice level. And then what we'll do is we'll hit it with a proper hammer. So why we're hitting it with a sledgehammer and not like a rubber hammer or anything like that is because, and especially with it being cast iron, because it can break, we want to shock it. By hitting it with this, you're going to end up with a bit more vibration going through it. I'm not going to hit it very hard because if I swung it, I'd snap it. So it's just a bit of the taps, and with it being a bit more of a lump of a hammer, it'll just give that more, if you know what I mean. So we got the casting out of the mould, as we could see. However, where the little triangle things are, some of them got stuck. So where they've come off there, I've put them back because that's where they go, and them ones, and then 4 come off that side. So what we'll do is we'll stick them ones back in. But other than that, we've got to try and clean it all up, smooth it all out again. So obviously it's pitted. Try and make it look a bit better, make it look a bit more presentable. And then obviously we've got the top half, the bottom. Obviously we've got that nice groove and that joint across the bottom. Clean all that up as well. And then job's done. Peace. So it's Thursday. We've completed the first box. I've now closed it and I've got the weights on it. Well, I've got some weights, I'll probably put a bit more. I've done a bit of a V-shape, spread the load of the weights across. Obviously need weights across the front, weight on the back. With these boxes we can also clamp it, making it even more tighter. Because obviously once the metal goes in the pressure, with it being a flat bottom sort of technically, we don't want it to piss out like our other job. But talking of pissing out jobs, the job that we cast the other day, I think it was Tuesday, we knocked out today because the skip had been, so I could fill it. I had nothing to knock out until the job was sound. It only leaked because the box was a bit old, rusted, and it only come out the runner side of it. Obviously we did top it up anyway, so it is sound. We are now ready to make our next one. So we're now ready to make our next one. Our box is there ready. The casting is just there ready to go on the crane. I have got to fill a little hole in because on one of the triangles there was a hole that we hadn't filled in. And then obviously the sand gets in, and that was the reason why that in particular one got stuck when we were taking it out the mould. However, I had to go check the sand to see if we had any sand. We haven't got enough. We've only got a little bit. But I have got enough to make some other castings that we've got on it that are in SG as well, which are these little triangle-y looking things. They are in a split pattern, so you put that one in the box, ram that up, straightforward, turn it over, stick that one on top, like that, ram that up, and then we'll just run it in there. Little wedges, but they're straightforward, nothing really too complicated, nothing really too hard. But we've just got some a bit more shotblasting in. Steve is doing another box of the wagon parts that we've got in. Just threw that on the floor. Steve's got another box of them wagon parts in. That he's blasting now because they're desperate. Other than that, they are on a bit of a stop now. So no more is getting done for the meantime. So he was doing some dressing, so he's dressed the pipes, which I'll go and show you in a minute. In fact, we'll go and have a look now. So the pipes, with the weather being warm at the moment as well, he doesn't want to be in there all day because it's like a sauna, it's like a hot box. So the pipes that Steve's been dressing are the ones that we shown you the other day. So this is now what they look like. They obviously have a hole there and a hole there. He's done a nice job. He missed a bit. Missed a bit. Stay there. Just dress me pipe for me.
Na na na.
Jobs are good. We left a little bit there, which is not too bad, but other than that, let's have a little close up. Little cast iron pipes. These are off tractors. They also go with the numbers that we were doing the other day. So once he's finished that little box, oh no, he's got more blasting to do. It's just come in. Wait till you see what we've got here. This, oh, it's massive. I'll go and show you, it's unbelievable. Oh yeah, we are waiting for the sand wagon, it is coming. But while we're waiting, I've got to sort these out. We've got blasting for some forks. But they've got to take the forks off, so I've got to get all the bolts off and all that, because you can't blast the forks. We'll blast the frame of the forks. But are you ready for this? What should we name him? I think we're going to call him Geoff. Say hello to Geoff. Hello, my name is Geoff. So we've got a giraffe in for shotblasting. He's bloody massive. Not every day we get a giraffe in, I've got to admit. But here's the forks that we've obviously got to blast the same. We've also got a digger bucket to get blast. These are all for powder coating. We've got to try and get these forks off this now because they're no good. In fact, because we've got the sand wagon coming and he backs into these gates, I need to go and get them vans moved. That's just reminded me. And the lad who's there isn't in. So we might have a bit of a predicament. I need the sand. Obviously we've got no sand and now my phone is ringing. So far so good on this fine Thursday. Yeah, so it's Friday. Yesterday we obviously had the sand that got delivered, which caused me a bit of a problem because obviously it was moulding more of these panels, railing panels, and with the sand going through and into the silo it become very hot. So ramming them up there with the sand, they ended up going off too quickly. I had our slowest speed on, which is around, well, it's meant to be half an hour to an hour before it goes off, before it goes rock hard. But it was going off in like 15 minutes, so I had 10 minutes of filling the box up with sand and then 5 minutes to put the job on. So I did get one full box and the bottom of the other box. So this morning I've rammed the other half up. I've got all of them closed now, which are over there. I was going to show you, but I don't know if this will turn out. Which are over there. The furnace is also on, so we are ready. Well, we're getting ready because that's going to take its time to melt. Give me enough time to finish up, weighting up, bushing up, clamping, and then we'll get ready to cast. We are finishing, have an early finish today, finishing at 12. Steve has blasted the giraffe. Can we see? Can we see? Where we go? Can we see? I'll just take it over. The giraffe and the owl, but he's done the buckets as well. So we got the bucket, JCB bucket, the forks, an owl. What did we call him? Geoff the Giraffe. Oh, it's absolute quality. It's going powder coating, but as soon as their customer puts it in the yard, outside, it's going to be rusty. Because there's no chance to getting it in. Water's just going to get in there. And it's only thin metal and it's all just dotted on. It's been welded by, yeah. So we've done our best with that. We've got obviously box number 1. So what we're casting is we're casting that one. We've got the motor casing. Paul's doing the wedges. And then I've got these 2 boxes. So, let's cast. You have to just do the wedges. That is the wrap for the end of the week. Nice successful cast to finish the end of the week. So stay tuned next week to see how we get on when we knock etc. out. See if we've got them, see what the finish is like. There's a lot more to do for next week, as well as a couple of things coming in for Shotblasting. Maybe a nice paddling set. See how it turns out, see how we get on. Don't forget, give us a like, give us a comment, and subscribe. It is much appreciated as these wheels of industry carry on turning. British manufacturing is where it's at. Don't let other people tell you are wrong. Quicker turnarounds, what else do you want? Time is money, and that's what it's about. Let's go. Thank you, much appreciated. Over and out.